Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Sorry about that. Welcome. I am potentially having issues with my sound. Um, I think I plugged everything in. Hey, Chelsea, can you hear me? Can you hear me at all? Please drop a one or something, cuz I think y'all can hear, but I can't hear the little sounds on my computer. So I don't I don't know if I plugged all this in correctly. Okay. Sounds like you're through your headphones, maybe. Well, this whole thing I set up once and was pretty sure I had it set up correctly. Um, oh, maybe my echo needs to be. Oh no, it needs to be turned down. Okay, turned the echo down. We're here. We're professionals, but not really, not ever. We are. Oop, nope. Try this again. Uh, hello? No. Shit. Well, hey, we're already 2.5 minutes, and I can curse if I have to, and try to figure out what in this setup I am missing. There's another cord in here. What is this cord? Nope, that's for the lights. Okay. Well, we're here, and I'm gonna futz around with this. I didn't unplug this at all. I plugged that in. It seems to be registering. Um, I hit that, and it's still my voice. I hit that, and it's still my voice. Right? Can you hear this? Um, maybe that, and then this. No. All right. I need to find my little thing that says what all of this does. It's underneath my copious amounts of hollow taco that I've gotten recently. So we're gonna power right through and get to what we're supposed to be talking about today, which is my Ursula costume. So let me get that shared because that's what we're here for. Uh, no kidding. No kidding. Whew. This is also what happens when you cheap out on technology. Um, and go for cheap because Stream Deck is way too expensive when I don't even pay for StreamYard yet. All right, so let me share my screen and I will share with you. Ooh, you can really hear those clicks, huh? Okay, so this is my costume. Let me see if I can kind of get this. Nope. What the shit is happening here? Okay. That. That. All right. So you can see this. All right. So this is my costume kind of all put together. This is the close up of it that you can see the that there is makeup. There was lipstick. It did point at the top. Uh, so there's this is the general picture. That's also the picture in the thumbnail. So that's kind of the gist of it. This is with the most expensive piece of this entire ensemble, which was Flotsam and Jetsam. It is a wrap from Spirit, and it's all set up. Headphones, input mask. All right, well, got it set up correctly. Um, all right, so this is oh, why should that be plugged into condenser mic too? Oh, okay, that's only if I have a phone plugged in or something. All right, my bad, my bad. Sorry. Focus, focus. Okay, so so this was the most expensive part, the Flotsam and Jetsam wrap, and then uh, showing that I did have some dark purple tights, and there's no pictures of me from the waist down. This is the Hubs and his accompanying costume. We did buy a chalk red like hair color thing to put in his beard, but we didn't get that far. And this is together. So let me talk about putting this together. So clearly, I am a woman of a certain age and a certain size. And for the past X many years, I have been rocking a Stay Puffed costume that I put together. And we can talk a little bit about that as well. Um, and I'm working on bringing that up for you too. So, the thing about costumes is that I love wearing a costume. I love that kind of like you're not yourself, you can act a certain way, and you don't need to you don't need to I don't know. You can just kind of cut loose. It's not really cutting loose, but it's a little bit cutting loose. So, let me go to the Stay Puft costume. So, I will give you some background on the Stay Puft costume. The Stay Puft costume is simple AF. It is long white pants, white like Keds style shoes, a long white top, gloves, and then the parts that I made. So, this was actually more involved in the making of than Ursula because this involved sewing. So I bought blue um blue I was gonna say flannel felt. I was like flannel's not right. Felt the white grass green ribbon, and I bought the hat. I also bought the red ribbon to add to the hat, and the this was I believe the red was it came from Amazon. I believe it was a a server's tie or necktie or something for something in the restaurant industry. And that's what I cut. I tied that. I cut it. I sewed it onto the back. I cut out the general cowl collar shape. And then for the hat, I added you can't see it in this picture, but there is a felt covered button on the top that is the same blue felt with the red uh, like strip hanging off of it, and I added the Stay Puft letters. I don't remember if at the time. No, I'm pretty sure I cut those out of um, white heat transfer vinyl on my Cricut. I don't think I bought letters. I'm pretty sure I cut them out on the Cricut, and then did my best to they I don't if I remember correctly, because this was a long time ago. This was 2013. So if I remember correctly, I there we go. Let's get that out of the way. If I remember correctly, I did iron them on, but they didn't quite stick to that material. So I think I eventually had to do a combination of ironing them on and using like Eileen's fabric glue to really get them to stay on. But they've never come off. I've never had to repair them. So they are stuck on. Um and the thing about the Stay Puft costume is the Stay Puft costume I rocked for so many years because it was comfortable, it was funny. I had accompanying costumes for the dog. So I think the first year I dressed up. So back in 2013, we had our old pug Winston, and I bought him. He was probably about 25, 26 pounds. He was kind of a standard chunky pug, and I bought him a Ghostbusters costume with the little inflatable proton pack and the little like coat. Um, and we had him until 2016, I think, maybe before that. Um, and so he rocked the accompanying Ghostbuster for a couple of years, and then we didn't have him anymore. He passed away, and I tried to use his costume on our new pug, but she was far too small, and she's more like 20 pounds and kind of petite, and so Pixel was not going to be able to rock that. So I bought her a Slimer costume, and Slimer costume went really well with it. And then I think the last time we wore it a few years ago, like pre-pandemic, I bought a Ghostbusters costume for the hubs, and he made a out of a box and a lot of like time and piecing together like cosplay style, and I'm trying to find that for you. He made a um a ghost trap for her. So let me okay, so um let me just open that up in a separate. Sorry, getting my computer all open a new window. There we go. All right. Oop, nope. Why isn't it showing? Well, this is strange. Okay. There we go. So that was Winston in his adorable little costume, and he he was great. And his name was not Winston for Ghostbusters, but it was just perfect. And of course, I put it on his costume. It's like down here somewhere. It actually says Winston on it. Um, but yeah, so that was Winston. And then ah here is the ghost trap that was fantastic. Okay. So let me see if I can get there we go. All right. So this was the year um of the ghost trap, and it was pretty great. Um trying to move something, sorry. Um, and I will also move my mouse away from the mic. So this was the ghost trap, and she had a green uh leash that looked kind of like the neutrino field, the proton throw. Um, and then he was a Ghostbuster. We got the gloves. He's got the hat. This was mostly a store bought costume. I did make the name patch out of heat transfer vinyl um, with my Cricut. I found the right font, and we did buy the goggles at Spirit Halloween store. But everything else was store bought in that, but it was also pieced together. Like the arm, the elbow pads were pieced together, and the um, gloves were pieced together. They weren't part of the costume that was bought all together. And then you can kind of see better in my costume the the little button on the top and the thing. And actually, this particular year, I lost, misplaced the original pants. So I had to buy these pants that were actually way too big for me, which is not something you will hear me say hardly ever. Um, but these pants were gigantic, and I am a short person, so I had to tie them at the bottom, as you can see there. Okay, so let's go back to what we're talking about here, Ursula. Okay, and this is the best version that shows all the pieces. I mean, this one does, and this one shows the other pieces. So I don't know. We can start with one of these. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the main. Go back to this. The main body of this. So my initial um my initial hold on, let's go back to chat for a second. Thank you. The thing I got sidetracked with and didn't say is that that costume was award winning. Not just award winning, multiple award winning. So I think the first year when I wore it, that first picture, this was outside of and what was called at the time adult nightclub, and it was called adult nightclub not because it was like sexy in any way, but they played all like 90s, 80s, and 70s music. So it was definitely, in 2013 I was 32. So yeah, that was we were not hitting the club and getting lit at that age. Uh so uh, so I did win, I think like second place in the costume contest there. Um, and then I think the next year we went back there and I won again. Um, but I don't remember what place it was because I don't think there was actually a prize that year. And then I don't think I have a picture of this necessarily. Oh no, it would be in a different folder. I actually had I went to a conference in 2014 maybe? No, maybe it was 2015. I'm trying to find the picture. But I went to a conference in Las Vegas, and it was 2014. So this was me at that conference. Um no, I just saw it. There we go. So this was me at the conference, and I won first place. The theme of the party was heroes and villains. And I was like, you know what? This is comfortable. I can easily put it in my luggage. I don't have to carry a whole bunch of stuff. And he's a villain. Totally. Stay Puft fucked some shit up at the end of that Ghostbusters movie. So This won me $1,000 worth of um, statues from Things from Another World. That's who sponsored the contest. And I have one was a Spider-Man limited edition um, statue that I sold a couple years ago, finally, for a couple $100, and then the other one was a Koda Kodabayuki. I'm sure I completely mangled that, but it's a super like high end collector's Venom, and it's really cool, and I still have it, and it's still for sale if you are interested. um, because it's like about $600 generally speaking, and the other one was like 350 ish. So yeah, all right. So now that I've gone afield of that, let's get back to Ursula. So my initial uh plan for Ursula was I didn't want to have to make a bunch of tentacles, and that was my biggest problem. Is that I wanted this to be very easy to put on, not super complicated, um, but know what it is, recognizable. So, and as Chelsea also said, it has to be comfortable if I'm gonna wear it. Yes, all my clothes have to be comfortable because I am just at a size and place in my life where I don't need, like I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. I don't want to mess with it. So my original idea was to get a pantsuit with the top. I almost said topless. With the strapless look along the top, kind of that tube top um orientation design. Uh and then figure that those my two legs were two of the tentacles. And then at that point, maybe I only had to make four other tentacles because Ursula is not an octopus. She only has six tentacles. So I figured, okay, my two legs are tentacles. I can maybe add suckers to the back of the pants, but that's if I'm getting real crazy. And I can cut and sew and stuff four other uh four other tentacles. That was the original plan, and this plan was kicked off probably 2018, 2019. Because at that point I had been rocking Stay Puffed since 2013. I was like, okay, it's been like 6 years. I think it was 2019. I was like, it's been like 6 years that I've been using the same costume. It's a very comfortable costume. It's awesome. The family costume uh opportunities are great for it, but I'm kind of ready for something else. And I'd been thinking about this Ursula costume for a while. And I think what might have pushed me over to just do the Ursula costume was I had a friend who he had done an Ursula costume years ago. And it was like his like drag queen Ursula-ish costume. And it was funny and it was simple and it, got the point across. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to outdo his costume. It's fabulous. Like, I don't have the energy and time for that. Psh, whatever. Um, and then he passed away unexpectedly at 36. In fact, I think it was like 2 days before his 36th birthday. Um, come to find he had a heart condition he didn't know about. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this costume, and I know it'll be good because it just will be. Like I am too much of a detail oriented, somewhat perfectionist for it to be bad. And my problem is when I set off on something, even if I'm the most detail oriented perfectionist in the world, which I am, I also um have limited spoons. So sometimes when I have limited spoons, um I give up. And so I could be super super into whatever I'm going to whatever I'm doing. And then I could get so far into it that I just go, I just I'm no. Mm-mm, not into it anymore. Not going to do it. Um oh, I hit something. Um I was trying to get the voiceover, but it didn't work cuz it was getting too too heavy. Uh yes. Limited limited spoons. So, um the idea of sewing tentacles got kind of thrown out the door cuz I'm like, I don't have the effort. And the irony is that when I was in college, I worked my college job, my work study job, because I was a theater major, was in the costume shop for 3 years. So, 3 years of being in college, I worked in the costume shop and sewed a lot of costumes. And now I'm like, "So schmo, I don't wanna who's she? I don't wanna deal with her." So, um, I just, I just didn't wanna sew. And so then I was like, "Well, it'll be good enough," which is sounds like famous last words. "It'll be good enough. We'll just go for it." So I had done that, and then I was trying to get this up before starting the stream, and we're professionals, so I didn't get it up. But let's see, smile. Um, let me stop sharing that screen, and I will start sharing this screen after I get to where I'm going, because y'all don't need to see all of my buying, my purchases from Amazon. Okay. So, originally, I did buy a pantsuit from Old Navy because since they have launched plus size clothes for women, Old Navy has been my freaking go-to for almost everything. The shorts I'm wearing right now that you can't see, Old Navy. This shirt, Old Navy. My underwear, seriously, Old Navy. Because it's just so comfortable. And it runs a little big, which because it's one of those things where you could wear an extra large, but a 2X is more comfortable. So I get the 4X because technically I could probably wear the 3X, but I just like it baggy. I like it loose. I don't like being constricted. So I had bought a pantsuit there, and it was not strapless, but it did have that kind of tube top look to it, and it had thin straps. So I figured, well, that's easy. I can just cut the straps off or just kind of, pull them off and tuck them inside, which was going to be my plan. And then I could have the pants, and then I would be able to add to it. So that was the original, that was the first purchase. And spoiler, because you saw the picture, that's not what I ended up wearing. Um, so I purchased that. Now in 2009, yeah, 2009. It wasn't even like 2009. 2009, I purchased a dress from Old Navy that was a strapless. Um, black, like, comfy, but it was, like, full-ish length, um, dress, and I wore it on a cruise, and, it was fun. Put it in my closet. I rarely wore it for anything else. Very recently, in putting together all of the pieces for this costume, I pulled out the pantsuit, I pulled out the, um I had this maybe inkling that maybe I'll wear the dress instead of the pantsuit, and I also had that inkling because at first I couldn't find what I did with the pantsuit, but I found it. Um, so the pantsuit I finally found and I put it on and it's a little tight. Um, like it's that kind of thing where, and I'm sure like women who have hips that are large understand this, where you put the pants on and they technically fit, but like the pocket is like flapped open, that kind of move. Um, so it was like, I could technically wear these, or let's try the dress on because literally I bought that dress in 2009. I did not expect it to fit anymore because it was already like a 4X back in the day. It was, not oversized, but whatever. Like I've put on weight since 2009. So I pulled it out of the closet and put it on. Was like, "Oh, this works so much better." Like it's just so much better. It gives more of like the Ursula cuz she's very like bulbous, which is why I like her. That's not why I like her, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's um contributes. So I was like, okay, like the dress is gonna be way better. So I got the dress, or so I pulled out the dress to use. Then I actually was like, okay, so the next step in this costume, besides for the like costume, the clothing portion, is the paint. And I had put several different like body paints in my Amazon cart. I was watching a lot of um Made You Look on YouTube and, kind of looking at the kind of paint she liked and did some research, and I did take like stage makeup as part of my degree. So, I had some ideas about what stage makeup I wanted to do. And at the end I just decided like I don't really want to have to paint all of this purple. Like that's not comfortable. That sounds like a nightmare. And I want this costume to be comfortable because I don't want to. Honestly, it's like I wanted it to be comfortable so I wouldn't like puss out of wearing it. So I wouldn't just be like, it's too much work. Forget it. Like I'm not doing it. No, like I wanted it to be something I could just like put on just as easy as like my shorts and t-shirt. So I went looking on Amazon, and I found, and this is you'll see it in a moment. Um, oh no, I don't want to share my entire screen, just that window. Thank you. All right, so I found this, and it's like it's 4X. It's a crop top, and you can see that I purchased it on September 17th, 2020, because my intention was to wear it for Halloween that year. Because people thought we'd be going back to Halloween stuff that early. Oh, little did they know. So I got this and I figured, it doesn't have to on me go as far down because I'm going to be wearing something that covers up here. So if this only goes as far as here and like just tucks into my bra underneath this pantsuit, that's fine. It doesn't have to go any further than the bottom of my boobs because then the costume will cover the rest of that and I won't have to um I won't have to paint my arms. So I ordered this and you can see like this list price, it was never this price. It's been $14.99 for 2 years. Like, so it's like $15. And I should say as well that the pantsuit I bought from Old Navy that I originally wanted to use for this was $20. It maybe was 25. It's not on the site anymore, but it was maybe $25. So I um so I'd spent 25, 15. That was still cheaper than the costumes I saw online, which there were not at the time 2 years ago. I was not seeing a lot of plus size Ursula costumes for sale. The ones I saw that were any good that were plus size were hundreds of dollars. And I mean like $250 is one I saw. And it really kind of agitates me when a character who is a plus size character doesn't come in a decent plus size costume. Like, there's a lot of costumes I would love to wear. There's a lot of characters I would love to have a costume of. But if I wore a costume for those characters, it would not look right. It would look really funny, and I just would not be comfortable wearing it. I couldn't rock an Ariel costume. Hell no. So Ursula is a good choice. Um, it is also one of those things I've found that, The Little Mermaid being my favorite animated Disney movie since I was little, um, I used to, as I have grown older, I have identified more and more with Ursula. I'll just say that. Yeah. So it's like the meme where people are like, "But Daddy, I'm not a child. I'm 16." Girl, yes, you are a child. But when you were a kid, you never said that. So anyway, it kind of irritates me when there are no good plus size costumes for that character, or like the Stay Puffed costume, all of the costumes that are available that you can just buy from Spirit or wherever are inflatable costumes. And I'm like if you were uh, that's less annoying to me than just not having a Stay Puft costume ever. That's in a size anyone of size could wear. It's just annoying. So anyway, I digress. The Ursula costumes I was seeing that just purchased were like $250. And that was just like, thanks, but no. I'm not interested in the $250. So I bought this shirt and I was gonna wear this shirt underneath the pantsuit, all good, right? And then I was like, okay, um, well, there's more that I want to get. So I think eventually I found this. Yes, October 2020. So so I did see this too, but this did not come in my size up here. So that sucked. Um, but even if it did, it's $55. So this came, and I don't recall at the time how much this was. I don't remember. Um, but I want to say it was like $20. Let's view the order. Sure, $25. All right, so it was like $25. Is that the wig I bought? That's not the wig I bought. Okay. Um, so it was like $25. So add that to my total here. So then I got that. I got a wig similar to this, not as good as this one, not as styled. So this wig you can see is like $20. I want to say the wig I got, I think it came from Oriental Trading Company, and I think it was only $10. Um, and it is not as like I said, it's not as styled as this, and you can tell that looking at the pictures. It's just not as styled as this is. Um, but it was $10. Oops. Uh, so that was early 20 or late 2020. Didn't actually do the costume then because why? Like no kids were coming to the door. Um, I wasn't going anywhere. What's the point? Fast forward to last year. Again, I'm not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. Kids might come to the door, but I could just put the Stay Puft costume on or just say forget it and not wear a costume. And so that happened. And then coming into this year, I said, I got an invite to go somewhere, and let's get back to the Ursula costume. So I had seen, um, I had seen something at um the spirit store that also kind of kicked this into high gear, and it was this arm wrap. So it's Flotsam and Jetsam stuffed. Their faces are stuffed. And the thing is that they have, which I didn't know when I ordered it, um, but they have elastic under their head and like about here on the wrap itself, so that you can put it'll stay over your arms. Um, and then they have elastic under their heads so you can stick it to your hand. And it works very nicely to not lose it. And there were times where I was around yesterday and I put it on the trident instead of on my hand, that kind of thing. Um, and then a few months ago, a friend had um, recommended. So that was another like $32. Okay, I'm keeping track here, by the way. So we're at $107 for the costume so far. Nowhere in this did I say this was a cheap costume, just that it's a DIY costume. Okay. So, a few months ago, I discovered snag tights, and I got some, not these exact um suffragette purple tights, but these tights are very dark purple and opaque. And actually, uh-oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Are they mock garters? Okay, this is technically what I got. Nah, there we go. Um, yeah, so I should update my description to have that in there. But this is what I actually got, and they are the perfect like dark purple for the tentacles. Because the other thing I realized when looking back at what I had was that this original um mesh crop top was the wrong color purple for Ursula's skin. So if you just look up a picture of Ursula, yeah, look at the price in that costume. That is kind of go away. That is kind of a great costume. I won't lie, but it's also not plus size for that price. Screw that. Um, I was just trying to pull up a picture of Ursula so you can see All right. So, so she is not um purple. She's not dark purple except for the underside of her tentacles. The rest of this is all black, and then the underside is purple, and then she's got the purple shell earrings, the shell necklace, the red lipstick, the blue eyeshadow, the hair, and red nails. Oh, okay, I'm kicking myself because I forgot the red nails, but not next year. I won't forget the red nails. Anyway, so I had the crown from like the end scene of the movie where she is um triumphant for a minute and a half. I had the necklace, and I needed a top that was the right color, like lavender lilac, for her upper torso. I still needed the makeup, and I still needed the earrings. The earrings were very hard to find. I could not find those earrings. And I did actually um so going back to the picture, you see I have the trident as well. The trident was something that I was just happened to be looking on Thingiverse and had the hubs print. Let me see if I can do this and like bring it up in this. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm not not having to double do a lot of stuff. All right, so like this trident here, I found on Thingiverse and had the hubs printed out for me, and then I bought gold spray paint and spray painted it, and the handle is actually just a 3/4 inch dowel, a wooden dowel that I bought at Joann's. So it was the trident head was originally designed by whoever designed it, the 3D file at first, to fit into a 3/4 inch PVC pipe, which would have been a lot lighter than a wooden dowel. But when I was looking around, a wooden dowel I could get for like 75 cents. A PVC pipe was going to be harder to get, more for me, as a person that can't generally go into a store because I can't walk very far on my own. So it was just going to be harder for me to get a PVC pipe. And I didn't want to have to ask the hubs to go get a PVC pipe. So ordered the dowel when I was ordering some other stuff. So we've covered the wig, we've covered that accessory, we've covered this accessory, and this, I mean, I spent about $10 on the. I'm not going to count the materials for some of the materials that are going to be used for other things, like the spray paint. I'm not going to count that in the grand total. Um, I will count the dowel, and I'll just add it as an even dollar. But I'm not counting the $10 spray paint, because I can use the $10 spray paint on a multitude of other things. But so we printed that out in white PLA, which again I'm not counting the cost of the PLA either because we already had it, and spray painted it, sanded down the end of the dowel so that it fit inside the flange here, and then called it a day. Yeah. Yeah, it's way more expensive than I thought one single piece of 3/4 inch PVC pipe should be, like $20. I was like, "You kidding me?" For that, I could have gone to, like, I don't well, it showed up here a second ago, but it was like, "Oh, purchase with this," and was like a, freaking oh, now you're seeing all my fucking let's get out of there. Um, so yeah, for 20 something dollars, I could have just bought the trident and not messed around with um, the other. This was let's show this for a second. This was the other costume I saw um that is plus size. It's all right. Um it's also $200. And the thing about this costume is that even though it was plus size, um, as you can see, I don't like those sizes. There's not actually a size chart. That's suspicious. The 5 and 6X were sold out. Like, I don't like yeah. And also, how comfortable is this really gonna be? Really? Is it gonna be that comfortable? This trident, not correct for the movie either. Not at all. That's annoying to me. Um, and that's the kind of detail I try to get. So anyway, going back to um the costume, how did I do the top? Well, I had got this idea that I don't know where I got this idea. I'd seen it recently that you could take nylons, pantyhose, tights, whatever you want to call them, cut out the crotch to make a head hole and use that. So I went into my drawer and pulled out a pair that were brand new, but I knew I'd bought them like a decade ago. They weren't gonna fit. Um, and obviously, like they're brand new and I bought them a decade ago. I'm not wearing nude nylons that much anywhere. So I was like, all right. So I tried it out with those and it did. It sort of worked, but not great. So I'm like, I don't know about this. So then I went to YouTube and I started looking around and saw a hack that was taking leggings and it was saying like if you're like you just don't like not it wasn't even like a plus size person. It was like if you just don't like or if you do have like a little bit of arm fat or you just don't like your arms not being covered, but you don't want to like layer too heavily, take a pair of leggings and cut off the waistband and then you can use them like a shrug and they'll go around, behind your head kind of thing. So I was like, all right. Well, I wonder if I could combine those 2 things, get a pair of leggings that are not going to, like, run or, um, be quite as flimsy as tights, and cut the crotch out and do that for the leggings. So, I ended up actually buying and I'm not not gonna count this in there either, because I did, buy a 2-pack of these fashion tights that are footless and they were this is the biggest size they came in was a medium large. And I'm like, well, they only have to like I said before about the mesh top. They only have to cover my boobs. They don't have to like, they don't have to be a full-on shirt in and of themselves. I really just want like my décolletage area and my arms covered. That's all I really want. So, it was a 2-pack for, like, 10 bucks, 12 bucks, something like that. I opened one of them. It did not work. They, like, ran immediately. They didn't stay up. The hole got too big. It was a shit show. So I was like, "Well, alright. That's not gonna work." So, at the same time, I had also ordered, um, these let's see. Oh, so I should go back. When I ordered the eels arm wrap, I did also order this classic makeup kit. So it came with like the cream makeup, a actually pretty nice like pen eyeliner. It also came with the bright red lipstick and this, like, cream, really pigmented eyeshadow and these, like, gorgeous fake lashes. Okay, so what I used of this so that was 15 bucks, so we'll add that to the total. And I didn't use all of this. What I used was just the blue and the gray eyeshadow. I used the eyeliner, and I used the lipstick. I am awful. It did have glue for the eyelashes, but I have never glued eyelashes onto myself, and every time I've tried, like, those magnetic lashes, it has not worked out for me. I have hooded eyes, so it's just it's or hooded lids, I guess. It's just a whole thing. And I wear glasses, so it all gets kinda hidden behind the glasses anyway. So, I opted not to use the lashes or the cream paint and not all of the eyeshadows. Um, but I still, obviously I didn't throw the lashes out. If I were next year to go to like a party or some kind of like place where there was a costume contest, I might do more effort with the eyelashes and such. But for this year, for just what I was doing, which was going to a trunk or treat with my girlfriend and her husband and their baby, who's almost 8 months old. I was just doing that, and then we were gonna go to a pumpkin patch, and that was all we were doing. So, and I may put the costume on again tomorrow night for trick or treaters. That's it. That's all I was doing this year. So I'm not messing around with these fantabulous eyelashes just for that. Um, so I did get this, and then I also, at the same time that I was ordering um, those nylons, I ordered um, these leggings. So these were full length. They're footless, and I ordered them in the 3X, 5X size. And like I said, I did the okay. What if I used the nylon hack of cutting just the crotch out with that like arm warmer hack, but without actually cutting the waistband off. That's why I ordered them in a size that wouldn't actually fit me. Like if I were putting them on as leggings, they're probably too small, or they're definitely too small. But putting them over me might work. So I cut out the small, like just along the seam in the crotch. I didn't do what a lot of the tutorials for like turning nylons into a crop top was telling you to like that little gusset that's in the crotch area to cut out the gusset, and then you would be like good to go on it being like good for whatever you're using it for. So I didn't cut out a gusset. I literally just like said, okay, I want to cut from here and cut the seam off because I figured I can always cut more, but I can't cut less. Measure once, measure twice, cut once. That's how they say it in woodworking. So I did that, and it was perfect. Like I didn't have to cut it anymore. It left a nice, you can see it's like a crew neck. It's not up to my neck, but that's okay because frankly, like that would be constricting and not comfortable for me. So my shirt there is leggings upside down. Boom. How about that? So these were, as you can see, like $11. So adding to the total, you add 11 more dollars, and I don't remember if I added the leggings, the dark purple tights in there, but it's okay because I didn't buy the dark purple tights to go with this costume. I just bought them. Also, as you can see, I ended up wearing the dress. That dress was originally like 20 or $30. Um, I'm not counting that either because that's just a dress that I could wear whenever. Um, we're at like $135. So maybe, oh, what happened there? Um, maybe yes. Oh, and then the shirt, because I when we decided to go to this trunk or treat, it was, we thought, in a parking lot, and I don't walk very far without an immense amount of pain. So we do have this wheelchair, and I asked the hubs, like, "Would you be willing to push me around?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then it turned out to be in a cemetery, like in the cemetery, not the parking lot for the cemetery. So like hills. I'm like, great. This is perfect. I mean, it was a great location. It's a cemetery I've never been to. It's a nice old cemetery. Years ago, I would have gone back to that cemetery and taken pictures and put out another book on Amazon. But since I can't walk around that much, that's not happening anymore. But anyway, um, so it was a little much. But I was like, okay, what kind of costume can I get for him? Because he pointed out the Ghostbuster costume doesn't fit anymore, and it doesn't make any damn sense when put next to Ursula. So, uh, I went looking, and first my idea was Triton. Obviously, look at that beard, and it was gonna be a Triton theme, and I was gonna just get like a shirt that was like a muscled merman kind of thing. And I was searching, and I didn't see one that I really liked that was really like hitting Triton on the head. And then this one popped up, and I said, "No, that's way funnier. We're 100% gonna do this." Um, so that was purchased for $20, and I don't count that because that wasn't part of my costume. But anyway, um, yeah, it's pretty hilarious. So that's what we did, and that is how we achieved this look. And it was incredibly comfortable. Um, even like the nice thing too about like the Stay Puft costume is that if we wanted to like go out afterward or go somewhere, I could just take off the hat and the gloves and that, and then I was just wearing all white. And maybe it looks kind of funny, but it's definitely like an outfit that you could go to dinner after a get together in. The thing about the this was it was kind of the same thing. If I just took off the accessories and left, even this on and that, we went out to dinner after the pumpkin patch. Just fine. And in fact, if I can find that picture, I did take a picture for some unknown reason. I don't remember why I thought it would be a particularly funny picture. Um, but yeah, we went out to dinner, and I had like wiped off some of the eye makeup, but not all of it, and just had my hair and like the worst part is that like you could kind of see my bra peeking out of here. But that's, you know, whatevs. Just chilling in a restaurant dressed like this but without the accoutrement. So, that is what we did. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. Uh and yeah, that is how I put that together. And I'm going to try this one more time just because, you know, you're here and I want to know if it works. Voiceover. Well, thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate it. Um, let's see if I hit voiceover. No, no, not that. No, no. Okay, back to that. That's how I feel right now. Those are working.
Awesome!
Yeah. I thought that on. Nope. That's not it. Frack. I'm uh I'm really channeling some people here, not knowing what the hell I'm doing with this soundboard. Repeat this key to switch to a different tone. That's what I've been doing. Son of a bitch. All right. I had it working. I had a test where I had it working, and now it's not working. It's just doing stupid things. Stupid things.
Oh! I think I found it. Did I find it? I was hitting the wrong button. Totally wrong. Ish. Alright.
Thank you for being here and dealing with a little bit of like ADD something was going on there.
I don't. The female voice is just. What? I don't get it. And this is clearly the most funny. So.
We're going back to me because we just are. And thank you for yeah. Yeah. All right. So, thank you for joining me and definitely being
A poor, unfortunate soul that has to deal with me dealing with this bullshit. So, thank you, like and subscribe, and in a couple of weeks, I'll be back
With a new video, a new live stream.
that is probably me doing my nails or some Christmassy craft. I don't know yet. We'll see. But that won't be next weekend. It'll definitely be the weekend after. And thank you for stopping by and have a good day. Bye.